Alright. Hello there everyone, welcome to round 5 of Swiss, the Adelaide Netrunner Regionals. So we missed round 4, because the film crew, including myself, were really stupid and got back late from the lunch break. So that's not too good. So we missed round 4 of Swiss, but that's fine, because it's just people we already had playing on the camera. And we've got Alex on the left again, starting off as a runner. And we've got Tim, who we have not seen yet, on the camera playing an NEH. So I think every game that every round we've commentated on so far has included at least one NEH. And actually, no, out of 6 games, there have been 5 NEHs and 1 RP. That is, and they've all been fast draws so far. So we're not sure whether Tim's running fast draw yet. Yeah, we're not sure yet. But we'll probably see soon enough, and it will probably end up being biotics, and it will be really funny because then it will be 5 astrobiotics and 1 RP. How the meta has meted. Anyway, so I mean, there's not really much to say. Matchup is matchup. Yeah, matchup is matchup. Stealth Andy if Stealth Andy can get going, Stealth Andy gets going. Puts a lot of early pressure. NEH just needs to win immediately. I said it last round and I'll say it again. If we don't have fast games, we're probably going to see some runner wins. Tim's so far only lost 1 game to Jesse Marshall in the last round with this NEH deck, or so he says. Kid. So he's only lost the 1. And so we'll see what happens. I mean, he could just be running something different, or he could just be, well, playing Butcher Shop, maybe. So it is Butcher Shop. We can see the traffic accident in hand already, so we are seeing 4 fast draws in Swiss, 1 Butcher Shop, and an RP. The introductory shaking of hands, and we're going to get right underway. So sweeps in hand. That's completely disgusting against Andromeda. That's pretty much going to secure a fantastic early game. I mean, you cannot physically secure a better early game than sweep against Andromeda. I mean, what else do you do? Like, what do you do against this? It's going to be us on HQ, probably just a pop-up or something else kind of trashy. I mean, Andy, you can't siphon. You've got security testing under the Desperado in hand, so the economy is going to burgeon and explode pretty quickly. Gonna run the R&D. Ooh, the early breaking news. Now, but we know as a fact that it's Butcher Shop. So if he's got a mid-seasons in hand, which I can't see on my display, might not be too good. It's like, do you play the plat? Do you play the? That's the 4th click. So no Plascrete Carapace being played. It's trash that Katie as well. Interesting. I guess he's suspecting Butcher Shop. I'm not sure what he saw on the top. So I guess like if you saw something that indicates a pretty strong Butcher Shop, it's like there's no point in running anything that has to do with resources. I guess, I'm not sure. Or maybe he's just content making lots of runs with the security testing Desperado. I think either is a pretty reasonable frame of mind. So we're going to see more free runs on R&D, security testing Desperado again, already online. Turn 1, getting that online is a huge economical boost. Sorry, this video might be a little more noisy than the others just because of the background noise, but that's fine. Baby comes out and makes a draw. So again, Corp economy. I mean, Corp hasn't really done anything yet, but Runner hasn't really done much either. You know, Runner hasn't done much either. But again, that Desperado security testing combo is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. So we'll see what happens. The only problem is when you're not running an Anarch or anything that can kind of empty the hand, it's difficult to play around Butcher Shop, unless you've just got multiple carapaces. Like, multiple carapaces is a big investment for not really much gain. The account siphon we can see in Alex's hand has also suddenly become existentially dangerous, just for the sole reason that, like, you're gonna have to clear those tags. Special order in hand as well, so loads of options. Gonna run the R&D, try and pinch something. No agenda, but no trash either, so I mean, with the amount of economy that Alex has got, I feel like if it was a Sansan, you trash it, if it was a DBS, you trash it, and there's loads of things you can trash, and I'm going to assume he just didn't see it, anything he wanted to trash. So takes the credit instead of playing the Ghost Run, which I think is in hand. Can't really see too well, because he's doing the thing where you flip all the cards. NEH gonna keep going sideways. Could also be a Neopad variant. Not sure, haven't seen enough of the deck yet, but I mean the traffic accidents definitely indicate that it's not a Neopad variant. All three marked accounts coming out. I mean, when you're Alex, like, what do you do? Do you spend 15 credits and trash every single one? I mean, that's a lot of credits. But in the alternative, you can just let him have it, let him sink clicks into it. But I feel like that's exactly what he wants. Exactly what the Corp wants you to do at the moment, is just sink credits into something that's, like, something that's not really that relevant. And either way, you come out in front with marked accounts. I mean, 0 to res, that's beautiful. If they go and trash it, you can maintain a strong economic advantage over them. And if they don't go and trash it, you gain a lot of drip economy. Yeah, it's not really sure what to do. I mean, it's sort of difficult to go run R&D, especially when you've probably seen a couple of, like, Scorch pieces, maybe. We haven't exactly seen exactly what he's been getting off of R&D, so we're not 100% sure what's going on. But one way or the other, it should not be the easiest of decisions. Because, I mean, even if you steal an Astro, the Corp is currently in a position where the mid-seasons will easily hit. And for enough tags that you can move into traffic accidents and Scorches. So interesting that Alex has not played the Plasgri yet. And plays out a fair. I think that's pretty strong. I mean, there's not going to be any Gutenberg shenanigans. I feel like running last click's pretty bad in the first place, so I don't think he's going to do it, but it's nice to have that little layer of protection. I also just noticed he threw out the Plasgrade. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that was turn 1. So that's not so good, actually. That's not going to help. I'm going to assume he's now seen his Scorch and realised his mistake, but so he's going to play the Siphon, attempt to gain that economical advantage back. But he's just going to get hit by a toll booth. That is big. That is really big. It sort of swings it back to the runner. I mean, 8 credits to 3. I mean, it's a 5 credit swing to the runner, but Corp is still runners at 10, 14, 17. Corp's at 19. With marked accounts money coming in, so there's not really much to get done. And I don't think Siphons and assorted other HQ runs are actually going to be much of a thing with that toll booth sitting there. Going to make the R&D run. I've just lost connection. I can try and reboot it, but come on. I'm going to have to go over there and have a look and see what the game state is. Just while we're down, I might as well just have a quick chat about the game state. Nope, we've got game state back. Okay, cool. I got a picture. We haven't missed anything. Second time that's happened. That's really annoying. But it's fine. We haven't missed anything. Looks like the corp's still just getting disgusting amounts of money. Install an extra remote on the end. Runner is definitely catching up in money, and that's not too good for the corp. I mean, remembering that you've got to hit the mid-seasons, as well as have enough money for Scorches. So if the runner can keep this money train going, it'll definitely help in the pursuit of happiness, so to speak. Pursuit of not being dead. Check the end remote, which we actually can't see. Come on, bring it in the camera, mate. There we go, it's a Jackson, so he's going to pop the Jackson for, I don't know, agendas, I guess. Nope, it's going to look like a melange and something else, and no agendas. But he's still going to grab some cards back. Cards that are useful. Sweeps, and... No, I'm actually not sure. Looked like money though, so. And he'll play out the daily casts. A good little solid economic card, which gets him some money over a good period of time. I feel like this game's definitely going to be about the money race. If Tim can still maintain any significant economic advantage, it's not going to be good. I mean, Andromeda with that one link makes the mid-seasons essentially a 5-for-5 trace strength, and he's going to need to beat him by at least 2. And then still have either 6 left for 2 Scorches, or 3 left for a Scorch and a traffic accident. And if he wants to play traffic accidents at all, he's got to beat him by 2. And further, if he wants to actually, like, make sure he doesn't just clear tags, he's got to get him by at least a significant amount. See what happens though. I'm just trading in for some 5s. Loading marked accounts again. We know there's another remote off all the way off the top of the camera. Security testing money is coming in nice and solidly. That's a big economic boost. Gonna make the run. I mean, Gutenberg's not gonna do him much good. But it's going to be the wraparound. Spend 2, yep. Keep him out. Make sure he's not getting all the free runs. Make sure he's not getting the free Desperado credits. Make sure he's not getting free accesses. Because in this economic position, which I'm pretty sure Alex has actually come out in front economically. Looks like 15, 20, 25, 26. They're going to be exactly even on money at the beginning of the turn. And that means that I don't think we're going to see a mid-seasons. You don't... Nah, he's seeing the NAPD, but he's not going to... He's too clever. Too clever by far. To steal that. Because otherwise, that is definitely the trap. So we're 27 to 26 on the money. I don't think you can mid-seasons unless you've got a hedge and a sweeps or something. Like, unless you can significantly money up right now. This is definitely a crucial turn to avoid Alex pretty much turning off your main win condition. It's a tough choice for Tim. I mean, do you just play the mid-seasons and say we're both on 0 now, but Alex's economy is just a little better. Gonna draw, I'm assuming, for a hedge, but again, can't really hit the mid-seasons. Defend archives, that seems reasonable. And load, okay, so again, no mid-seasons, but we know there's now still 2 points in the archives. Alex can find the Corroder. It's going to be a big deal, and he's got 2 special orders in hand, so it's not going to be all too difficult to do. Start hitting R&D again. Starting R&D again, get the cards out. If he can get 2 points, he can probably get into Archives, steal the NAPD, and win. Definitely a money race. There's no doubt about it. The next agenda steal is going to be absolutely critical. Going to special order, I'm assuming for Kuroda. I mean, the question is he running a second, like, Plascrete Carapace? That's definitely going to be the interesting choice. If he is running a second, then it's going to be a lot harder for Tim to secure the win. But if he isn't, then one false step could cost him the game, which is, I would say he's in control of at the moment, if anything, just because he has all the money. I don't think he can steal that without dying. But he knows it's there now, which is actually nice, because if he can get into a position where he can get into both Archives and that NAPD in one turn, it should be relatively easy. He can just press a button and win, because that's 4 points, and 4 is all he needs. Tim's drawn the Gutenberg, not going to be too useful at this point. I feel like R&D is a bit of a dead heat. Just to update you on the economic situation, looks like it's going to be about 33 to 28 in favour of Alex, and he's still got that daily cast money, he's still got that security testing Desperado. I can only assume that's a Jackson. No, it's Ice in front of the NAPD. At this point, I think you can actually go for one of the NAPDs. I think there's enough money that if he reses the Ice, and you play the Kuroda, even if he reses the Ice, you can still be in a good enough economic position to beat the mid-seasons. A draw, that seems reasonable as well. Yep. Gonna play a Ghost Runner as well. That's also, again, solid money. I don't think, he doesn't think stealth is gonna be much of a deal at this point. So you might as well just blow this Ghost Runner credit to keep your real money in good check. So he's gonna load up 2 of the marked accounts with 2 clicks. I mean, what else? I mean, you've gotta consider the fact that sooner or later it's not gonna end well. All these NAPDs on the table, and probably it's in some regard at least stealable. So yep, he's gonna grab security test money. And again, like I keep saying this, there's not really much else to say. This is a money race, and the runner is winning it pretty significantly. I mean, you've got to make a run at one of these NAPs. You've got to either see... You've got to say to yourself, if he's got Ice in front that will stop me, he's probably going to be spending a disgusting amount of money. And if it's just a wraparound, you break for 1 and steal the NAPD. I think it makes a lot of sense, though, what Alex is doing, though, is grab the Refractor, grab the... So you've got a full Breaker Suite. It's unlikely there's 2 sentries. Next turn you can make a play for both pretty easily. Only problem is if there's a Jackson on the field, but again, for the sole reason that Alex's money is still probably better. There's not much Tim can do. On the assumption there's no Jackson on the table. If there is a Jackson on the table, this suddenly becomes a lot more interesting game, because Alex cannot sweep the 4 points he needs. Another update on the money. It looks like it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 41. Faces off against 31. It's going to be a res of a Data Raven. That's interesting, actually. I mean, you take the tag? I'd have to consider taking the tag. Yep, he's going to take it. Going to take the tag. It's dangerous if he's got another data raven there, but he can also just end the run. No res. He's going to grab the NAPD. Puts the switchblade down. He's going to make the play at Archives. Is there a Jackson? It's the big question. It's just a pop-up. He's got about $1 billion. Money is not an issue. Jackson was on table. Okay, so this game's still going. Again, though, there's still... Alex is way too much money for Tim to throw that mid-seasons down and have it succeed. No, I mean, does he... Was that click 4? I'm pretty sure that was click 4, in which case, actually, yeah, he's just straight flat out dead. Because he's still tagged. If he's got a click left, he's got to clear that tag. I'm pretty sure it was security testing run. Run the NAPD. No, he mustn't have done the security testing run. I am just misremembering. Okay, so he's probably safe. Again, I'm pretty sure that's about 30 to 31. That's still not enough, though. Redraw. Draw again. I think Alex is definitely in control here. I'm not sure. I mean, Tim does have enough to, like, if he's got Sands, he can just Astro Train out of here. If he's also got other one-pointers, it's going to be a lot harder for Alex to make the win. To make the win stick. Gonna put ice. I'm gonna guess that's a Sansan. He's gonna try and just win through that route, which I think is pretty reasonable at this point. You can't mid-seasons anymore. If he has a C-Source, that's a thing, but again, money is not really a thing he can leverage over. Sure gamble in Alex's hand if he wants to explode even further. The only thing we haven't seen from Tim is a lot of hedge funds and a lot of sweeps. So, you know, we could be seeing, like, you know, sweeps and a bunch of other things from him. Definitely a reasonable thing that we could see. But at 5 points, I mean, what do you do is... I mean, it's NEH, what do you do? See the Siphon in hand, but I don't think that's going to be too relevant. Short gamble is definitely relevant, though. I think it's about like 38 credits, plays against 34. Definitely an interesting game. Ooh, Melange. Now that is gonna definitely make his economy a little better. I mean, the take 6 there is pretty strong. The only thing is that Alex can match that just by making runs and using security testing and using the baby. Ooh, Gutenberg's out. That's fine though, because he's got the stealth credits and the switchblade, so he can break. And then break for one, the wrap. C1, no win yet. That's fine though. Alex probably going to be looking to put down some silences or something soon. Some form of recurring stealth credits in order to not just flat out run out of Ghost Runner credits. If he wants to keep running R&D, of course. The more that... There's a salsa. Good stuff. The more that Tim just takes money off of Melange is the more time Alex gets to maybe get into an R&D interface and start hammering R&D a little harder. And again, only needs 2 points. 2 points ain't much. I'm not sure what's going on off that camera. But I'm sure it's interesting. So he's going to check the new remote. I have no idea what that is. I'm tempted to actually get up and look, but we'll see. I'll check later and fix it in post. So he's got the blacklist in there, but considering this particular end, he does not have pretty much any recursion. It's like, sure, you can have the blacklist. Gonna make the run at R&D. Break for 1 in the stealth credits with the Ghost Runner, no win though. Out of Ghost Runner credits though, so that could get a bit dicey. If he doesn't have another one in hand, I can't actually see precisely. So installing more ice over R&D, even if it's like a toll booth or something really large, he's still got the money to swing it. So there's no issue about money. There's also no issue about like needing to outdo a mid-seasons anymore, which does make things very interesting. So there's another Ghost Runner. I feel like, I don't know, he's got a legwork in hand. I'd be tempted to play it. So he's made another run at R&D. It was also just an Enigma at the front, so it's not the best piece of ice for Tim, because Refractor is extremely strong against it. You do not have to make a boost at all. A cloak would be really good for Alex right now. I feel like that's what he's looking for, just because it'll let him get into HQ with that legwork a lot easier. Still not sure exactly how many agendas are in there. Pitched battle. Yeah. I'm still not sure what Tim's outs are, is the only thing I'm looking at here. It's like, how does he actually like properly win, you know? I feel like it's extremely difficult for him to actually get out. Again, we're not sure exactly what's going on. Gonna check the trash just in case. Keep him honest. Nope, just a bunch of rubbish. Nothing, that important. With the amount of cards he's seen off R&D and the amount of cards that's going on, yep. So he's gonna throw the legwork down. I think that's pretty good. So he's going to have to pay 4 credits and a stealth. See, 3 cards. This could be good. And that's it. So yeah, I feel like that was a long time coming, just due to the fact that he could just out mid-seasons. Oh, and the top of R&D was just absolutely rough. And it was a Cortex lock in there. He's like, yeah, take the damage. Damn, that's a rough game for Tim. The fact that Stealth Andy is stealth and has the power to just have all the money is kind of a big deal, especially when Security Testing Desperado just comes out turn 1 and you're playing sideways NEH. It's like, what do you do about it, right? It's a really, really tough place to be. So we're going to move on to Game 2. Game 2 is going to be, so it's going to be NEH versus Unknown. I'm not sure what Tim's running. We'll see soon enough, though. Bit of technical adjustment going on here. Yeah, so apparently we just had a bit of technical adjustment to fix things up. Anyway, so it looks like Tim's going to be running a... Yeah, that's Kate. I had to look at it for a sec. As I've said before, my quality on this tablet that I'm viewing the game through is not that great, so I thought that was a catch for a sec. But it is the more predictable Kate, and we'll see how this is going. I've already made one misprediction today of a prepaid Kate that turned out to be a stealth Kate. So,
Just keep talking.
So we'll see what is inside this deck. Hell, it could be Overmind Kate for all we know. Deep red sleeves. So I mean, if we assume it's prepaid, I feel like it depends on how fast Kate can get set up. If NEH can just properly just gear check Kate to death and just instantly win, then NEH obviously, like, considering I just said instantly win, it's like, yeah, of course, that's a pretty good matchup. But if Kate can get set up early enough, it gets really hard for NEH to properly actually push through, just because Kate's just like, yeah, I got all the money in the world. And just sit there and do nothing. So I'm pretty sure I saw a stim hack while Alex was shuffling that deck, so... But momentarily we'll probably see what's actually going to be going on with this Kate deck. We've already seen Alex's NEH deck. We know it's a fast advance style in the full fast advance all the way, and he's been pretty unsuccessful with it in the few rounds I've watched, but it's not been due to his skill, just due to the fact that NEH today apparently has really bad matchups. And the other thing this Kate's probably going to have is Claude. So we'll see Alex and the NEH2 return of the Claude, and we'll see whether that actually has any effect on how the game goes. Last time it had an incredible effect, completely shutting down the NEH, piloted by Alex, and just not much you could do. And we'll see if Tim's in splashing Kate at all, Claude at all. Might not, Alex might just get lucky, but we will see what happens. Yeah. So it looks like it was a mulligan. I'm pretty sure Alex's hand was about 3 agendas and a biotic and a something, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't really matter what the something is. It's 3 agendas and a biotic. It's not getting you far. So Alex he's got a significantly better start with no agendas and a biotic, which is kind of where you want. So it looks like there's breaking news on the end there. That's a significantly better start, and the Astro comes to hand. It's really actually not what he wants to see. And I guess better in hand than on top of deck. At least he's got a pull out of hand. Eli goes on HQ, and Pop Up goes on R&D. I think it's a pretty solid start. Gonna make the run on HQ. I mean, you gotta res the Eli, I feel. With the breaking news and the Astro in hand, it's... Ooh, now that's a good read. That's a really good read. It could have been a wraparound, which would have just completely exploded it, but the Maker Size that's a really good read. So we'll see what happens. It's Lotus Field. Nothing. Wraparound. It looks like it was in an APD, that second card, but I'm not sure. It could have just been an asset. And going to expend all his dollars for the baby. So it's going to be a very interesting game. Both Corp and Runner starting with not a great deal of money. Kate on the precise amount of 0 right now, although obviously maybe draws for 1, triggering the baby, but still, I mean, 1's not exactly where you want to be. You want to either be at 3 or you want to be at 5. You know, obviously a lot better numbers. Or hell, even let's get really adventurous and just say lots of money, you know. Corp's got their market counts down. It's always, again, an NBN very strong economy. If anything, just 'cause it's got a bloody 5 trash cost. You've got to constantly load it, sure, but 1's going to be the draw, 2's going to be the credit. Dirty laundering something, that's going to get him some money. Yeah, that gets him back in the game. So now if he can draw a short gamble out, he's got a good options. Good options. Wraparounds out. Defend R&D. Take credit back. Okay, I think that's pretty reasonable. I mean, the Sand's out in the open, but again, the runner's going to have to completely demolish their economy to actually get that Sand out of the game. I guess it's not really that threatening at the moment. I mean, Corpse on 6 credits. I mean, that is a score if he reses, puts the Astro down and shipments it, but then suddenly the Corpse on 0 credits again. I mean, with a bit of ice res, sure, you could do it, but... So it looks like we are going to see the Prepaid Kate. The infamous Prepaid Kate. Discarding a Stimac. Stimac, again, I think a lot of people undervalue Stimac. If anything, just because it is 9 credits that you did not have before. And especially in Prepaid Kate, where you can explode from 0 to 9 in 2 clicks with a lucky find and 3 prepaids, and then you have a stim hack, like 18 credits in 3 clicks. It's like, I guess, as a corp, you have to kind of suspect it, but it's still a disgusting amount of money to get immediately. So, I mean, Tim digging pretty deep. I'm not exactly sure what he's digging for. He's played 2 diesels in the last 2 turns. A couple of same old things going on the table. Oh, the glare. I can't see what that discard was. I feel like it was a clod, because I just got a glimpse. Ooh, scoring out of breaking news. With the first 2 clicks. He's got 1 click left. Looks like he just played sweeps. Choosing not to trash the baby. So it looks like it was a levy that was discarded. This is pretty reasonable. I mean, with the same old thing on the table, you don't really need the levy to stick in hand. Half of me actually would have been quite tempted to trash the baby there as a runner, as a corpse, sorry. Especially considering sweeps, you can do that next turn. Alright, raising the wraparound.
Splitting all day. Corpse winning.
Corpse still on 8 credits. I don't know, I mean... Tim could crack the SMC for a barrier breaker here, whether it's a lady or a corroder or whatever. Gonna decide not to. Put out the other SMC. Wow. What do you play next? Quality time. Discarded. Yeah, see the itchy in hand for the corp. Gives it. Really not interested in him getting into the R&D. 2 SMCs on the table. Gonna be a while. Gonna be a while before Tim can actually have the power to get through all that. Another prepaid, that gets strong. I don't know. I don't know what you do here as the runner. I think you just build. You just gotta build. Just gotta build as the runner here. Yeah. Corp here. Corp's got the money to power through to a Sand score here. Antman and a lady in the trash now. Got to assume a clone chip in hand just for trashing all that stuff. Well, I guess he's not really that interested in hard installing it because the SMCs, but gonna make a new server. Another Sansan getting into hand. So I'm pretty sure both of those are Sansan servers, which is pretty funny. Again, I mean, this is kind of how you can win as NEH. You can just do the infinite gear check. Even prepaid Kate still is going to have to spend a while dicking around, you know, getting stuff. Getting money to play the breakers, especially when they're being SMC'd. So it's going to be a lady for 3 credits. Thank you, Kate. Playing the dirty laundry. Thought it would be a legwork, but no, just a dirty laundry, and that's fine, I feel. Again, it's an economic play. It's not a winning play. Sees Biotic, puts it back. Alex making the comment, oh, you're trying to put that Biotic straight in your scoring area, and it's like, yeah, well, no, you can't really put the Biotic in your score area. Actually. For all you at home, now you know you can't score Biotics. It's a shame, but as much as you want to just take that Biotic and ram it, and unfortunately it's illegal. Draw the NAPD, see an Astro in hand, so it looks like he did have a shot at us scoring there. Which would have been about as perfect as it gets. Yep, so he's gonna crack the SMC for the clot, so as they say, it begins. So it looks like it's gonna be no score for Alex because of that clot. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, the agenda's still there. If he has a Jackson, he can install over it and put it into the archives. That would be some good tech, but... Or if one of the things he installed actually turned out to be a Cyberdex virus suite, but I don't think so. I should say I'm pretty sure it's not. So what happens? I think there's a... I'm pretty sure Judge is being called. I don't know what over, though. Something to do with memory limits, maybe? I'm pretty sure that's a legal play. You crack SMC, you put clone on the table, you get the discount because you cake, because it's once each turn. Oh no, I see. No, he had 5 memory on the table. I did not realize he had 5 memory on the table. That is extremely interesting. I did not notice that. You just assume for so long.
That was an awful ruling.
I think it's reasonable. What else do you do?
Nothing else you can do.
Alright, so the ruling is lose the other SMC, which I think is pretty reasonable. I mean, that's a big hit, considering he's only got 1 breaker on the table. And he's still going to have a big advantage, because he's got the clock, he's prevented the score. Not going to have to rest the Sansan, though, if he can't get there.
20.
We'll see what happens. 20 minutes left for these guys to finish up. Gonna just grab money. Lucky finding. Beautiful, beautiful play. So it looks like Alex is gonna get this first agenda. Unless I've misread what it actually was put down, but I'm pretty sure it was the Astro, hoping he just wasn't, flat out just wasn't running it. The clock. So he's just going to score out. Yep, so that's an Astro. So now on 3 points. It's going to be 3 points. 3 points in an Astro with 2 Sandsans on the table. It's kind of a big deal. Probably going to need to purge next turn, though, although the clone ship is kind of a deal. Gonna grab the Sai out. That's a pretty good play. I like that. I like that a lot. And it's gonna be an index, so a sentry here could actually hose him pretty a lot. And I'm pretty sure it is an Ichi, which was punctuated by a double middle finger. No, he's going to rest it the second time round. I really like this play. What's he going to see, though? It looks like he's not going to see much. Yeah, he's not going to see much. I don't think he's going to make the second run. Nah, I don't think we're going to see a second run here. So yeah, no second run there. Why would you? No point. So indexing wasn't in a lot of prepaid. Not in a lot of prepaid decks. A lot of prepaid decks just decided to omit them, but it's come back into favor, and I think for a really good reason. It's a very strong card, and you see 5 deep. That's the big thing. So we'll see what happens here. He's going to make a run on this, the thing we think is a Sansan. Again, a sentry. It's not too good. Just going to raise the pop-up. I guess he's sort of fine with this Sansan just imploding, because he's got a second one, amusingly enough. Well, it's still in the field, though. Clot's still a problem. I mean, you can purge, but that clone ship's still there. He's just going to put the NAPD in. Which is a pretty good, which is a pretty interesting choice. Just make him think it's a Sansan. Try and get it out. He can score it out with the Astro. Alright, so he's actually just going to install advance. That makes things a little interesting. Makes things very interesting, as a matter of fact. At this point, I feel like you have to go for it. But he's going to get enough money that it looks like he can just go in and steal it. Depends on what that first piece of ice is. If it's an Ichi or something similarly nasty, it's not going to be too good. It's going to be a sharpshooter, so Ichi is nowhere near as much of a threat. So I'm pretty sure there's not much. No. Lotus Field. So there are things that he can get back. He could get back an Atman. Get back an Atman for 2. Set it at 4. That's 6. Pay 1 to break. That would make it. Gonna have to install over something though. I mean, can't install over the clot. That just turns on almost everything in the world. Probably the sharpshooter I feel is the least useful. Maybe even just the Sai. But you can scavenge the Sai, so maybe not. It is going to be the Admin. That seems pretty reasonable. So, give it the sharpshooter. So set it to 4, and then break. Pay prepaid. Oh, he has literally exactly enough money to steal this NAPD. And he's just gonna windmill snap it up. I think that's about as reasonable as it gets. But that does force that clone chip out. Gives a window for Alex to, if he's got a Cyberdex or a Suite, to purge. He doesn't. But Also a window for him to just straight up purge. Loads of money now. Kate definitely in a bit of a hole, but probably easy enough to get out of it. In theory, a draw, triggering the baby, and just lucky find. Gag, that's 9. So that's about as significant as it gets. And it looks like it is going to be exactly that play. 9 credits. Not much you can do about that kind of thing. And it's going to be another Maker's Eye, so we'll see what's up the top here. Amusingly enough, the Ichi is also hosed by that Atman play. It still costs 3 credits though, so it's probably worth. It's probably worth. It also, I believe, prevents him from getting an NAPD down at the end, if I've counted correctly. No, he's fine. It'll be exactly enough to get an NAPD at the end. And the dog is starting to run out of counters, and the runner is starting to run out of recursion. There's probably scavengers or something, so probably not too bad. And it's going to be a full whiff from the runner there. That's not as much as you. That's not what you want. He's going to see the sweeps for more money, but I feel like purging. Purge is good. Yeah, purge seems like a good plan. It turns but the sand back on. And it also turns just the Astro Train generally on. Hey, I'm not sure how many are in his hand, but I feel like a legwork at this point might be fruitful. Amusingly enough, it wouldn't be, but you'd feel like for having gone through this much of a deck, it's... A lot of things have happened. So it's going to be the short gamble to bring him to a lot of money. Draw, triggering the baby. It's Kate again on lots of money. No point in running. No point in running R&D really. I mean, he knows what's coming. It's going to be that legwork, yeah. So again, yeah, and he's got the Eli even. He doesn't even have to use the Lady token. So he's got the Atman to break the Eli. Doesn't even have to use the Lady token. So he's going to whiff all 3, because we know there's nothing in there, but... I feel like, again, I feel like, even though there isn't anything there, that is still a good legwork. Just because, again, the amount of time that's passed since... Yeah. So he's going to install another Ichi on R&D. He's probably got enough money to do it though. Kate's still in the money, with Prepaid still left. I think 1 lucky find left. I think 1 short gamble left. 2 dirty laundries. No, 1 dirty laundry maybe. I'm not sure. I've lost count. And also, most importantly, a levy. Quality time still in hand if he needs to dig that deck. Oh, and the clone chip's out, so... fast advance is turned off. Quite significantly. Sweeps is a thing. I'm not sure what you do here, Alex. You've got to figure out a way to get around that clock. Bluffing into a bluffing something out might be the answer. Cyberdeck's Virus Suit would definitely be an answer. It's interesting to note the differences between how Jesse played the clot and how Tim's playing the clot. Jesse was playing the clot very aggressively, like getting it out as soon as he thought something could happen. But Tim's playing it very reactively. He's like waiting till something's being put down, then getting it back. It's an interesting look at how different the two players are playing. Gonna run the scavenge play. Reloading the lady. It seems pretty good. He's slowly running out of lady tokens, so the scavenge is not the worst play to make, not at all. So he's gonna make the install. No, it is a Jackson, so we was trying to bluff out the clock. Installed in the new server. I mean, do you play there? Yep, he's going to do it. So he's going to grab the clock. Turns out it was for a Jackson, but I still feel it's the right move overall. Okay, so he's going to grab the clock. He's just checking his archives, just his heap, just to see what's going on. Gonna ice it up again, so he's gonna... Alex making the bluff of "you got me," but it's Jackson. There is absolutely no got me. Tim is not to know though. I feel like making the run's not the most unreasonable thing. It's probably only gonna cost 4 credits maybe. No code gate breaker though, so Enigma's definitely gonna hurt, and no recursion on the table. See what happens though. Draws into Zool on the first click. That's definitely going to help enormously in breaking things like Enigma. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I mean, if it is an Enigma. Oh no, it's going to be the yellow.
You split wins and you both won call.
It's going to go for 1 credit and the lady token instead of 2 credits with the admin. 1 credit with the admin, 1 credit for the pop-up. Access the Jackson out. Will he pop it? Yeah, it looks like he's going to pop it. I feel like now's the time. You're not really going to tax. You're not really going to tax Kate out too much by, you know, oh no, I have 1 less lady token. You know, so I have 3 less credits. You know, it's not really a big deal. You know, you'd rather have the hedge, the sweeps, and the sweeps in the deck. Alright. It looks like last click for the runner is just going to be a draw. So again, Cyberdeck's Virus Suite definitely going to be something the Alex is looking for quite desperately. So he can tech this clot to death. Going to draw sweeps immediately. But he's just going to go for the purge. I think that's perfectly reasonable at this point. Just Kate's probably almost out of clone chips to just, you know, tech the clot out. So we're probably going to see some scores. Either next turn or the turns after, I mean, whenever agendas are seen. We haven't actually seen an agenda pass through Alex's hand for quite a while. So Tim's going to go for another legwork. Again, amusingly enough, we've seen no agendas except for that NAPD, which he tried to get out anyway. So we just got the call from the judge for 6 minutes. I think this game will be over in 6 minutes. Alex, again, dodging a bullet. That legwork definitely could have been deadly, but again, like, nothing in hand, so... The 3rd clone chip. I mean, that's just rude. Clot again, ruining Alex. To the point of, I mean, what do you do? What do you do? He's gonna put a thing in. Your trigger. grabs the clot. Gets the clot out again. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. It looks like it's going to be take dollars, maybe. He's going to trade him for a 5. And he's just going to load marked accounts. Okay, so it's like, again, it's probably just... Oh, and more sweeps. For some reason, I'm not counting clicks. Yeah. So again, Like, Tim has to think this is rubbish, but I actually didn't see whether it was rubbish, so... See what happens. He can probably afford it. Oh, yeah, no, it's like, he couldn't... It's like, he could afford it, and now suddenly he can very afford it. So it's like, even if it is rubbish, I would consider checking it anyway. Like, you can just use your real money and your Atman. Like, that's a very interesting server due to the fact that there is an Atman at 4. But no, he's going to use the lady token. Again, I think that's perfectly reasonable. Just save the dollars. No need to... It's just another Jackson. He's going to pop it again to get the other 3. So it's like suddenly he's just sitting on no cards in archives because all of them have been shuffled back, or they're on the field. Not something you really see all that often. A corp with no cards in archives about 20 minutes into a game. But well, it happens, as it has happened today. Alright. Prepaid K loading that Parasite onto the wraparound, assuming to save lady tokens. Again, pretty reasonable play. Gonna be another purge, so we know there's no more clone chips. However, the levy's in the archives. The heap, sorry. So... And I mean, he can't same old thing another legwork, so... I still don't think there's any in hand for Alex, so... It's going to be indexing. Ooh. Now this gets interesting because there are 2 Ichis here, as we know. Let's see what he does. He's going to break for 3. Break for 1. He's going to let him through this time. This is click 2. Well, there's the Cyberdex. He probably wants to get that as far down as possible. I don't know what else is there. I can't really see what's there. I can see the Cyberdex. Not much else. This gets interesting, because again, we know there's an Ichi face down. That's not going to be enough credits to get through, nor enough clicks. Not enough clicks, not enough credits. He doesn't know that.
Million effing star games. I got so many. It's like 6 star games in a row.
Go for it.
Win. Lose them all.
And goes to 5 credits. Looks like there's no other run because there's no more agendas. They're all... Every agenda is at the bottom of the deck.
Yeah. I got there in the end. It just took me that long. I got like 4 points straight out the bat and I kept hitting Gucci verdicts over and over and over again.
It's gonna be a
legwork, see 2 of them, lose both.
dirty laundry on archives or marked accounts.
That's how the cookie
So
crumbles.
San Shipman is on top. At this point, Alex doesn't really need to do anything in particular. Just needs to wait for these agendas to get there. He's got the Cyberdex in hand now, so he can you can tech that clot now. Just gonna put another piece of ice there. So another pop-up on R&D. We know there's 2 Ichis there, so that's a relatively expensive R&D. The R&D interface is now out for K. 8 credits. Making the run on R&D, so res the pop-up. Pay 1. I'm going to res the second Ichi. He's got the money to get through this time, exactly enough money, but he's not going to be able to steal any NAPDs. So he's going to go all the way through, so we can assume he's going to pinch 1 agenda. Yep, so that indexing was... Oh, that indexing is strong stuff. I honestly didn't see any there. I did not see any there, but the tech was strong from Tim. He knew exactly what was going to happen. He knew exactly what was going to happen and executed perfectly. And he's going to draw the NAPD on the... That's rough. Honestly, at this point, I'd be tempted to res that Sansan and actually biotic out the NAPD. I would legitimately be tempted. Either that or use the Astro token and then biotic out the next like Beal you can steal. So it looks like he's gonna do it. And Astro token to score out an NAPD, moving him to 5. Beal steal. Ooh, but it is time, so it looks like Alex is going to get beat out 6-5. Alex will get one more turn, though, I believe. I believe Alex will get one more turn. His time was called as Tim's turn starts, so that turn finishes, and then... However, I don't think... It depends on what he's got in his hand. If he can get enough economy to get through R&D again... Actually, no, he can let all his programs get trashed. It's only pop-ups. You can run and let all your programs get trashed, make the glory run. Take 3 credits and go. So it's going to be up in the hand. Hand first, Cyberdex. No credits to trash things. Gonna draw. Does he win? Doesn't look like it, otherwise he would have just flashed it. He can draw for 1. He can draw for 1. He's got the Biotic. He can put something on the Sansan. If he gets it on the first draw, that's the toll booth. So it's going to be 6-5 to Tim. And it was a breaking news next, so there was not anything on R&D for Tim, nor was there anything for Alex. So that's going to be game to Tim on time, winning 6-5 with some beautiful indexing tech. Alex probably could have taken that if he saw it, but I mean, I don't think there's a way you see that coming. So that's going to be round 5 of 5 of Swiss. We're now going to be moving into the cut. Hopefully I'll be joined by a co-commentator. Don't know who yet, but we'll see who that is. So that's that round done. And we'll see you in the cut.
I think you still want to name enough. I'm surprised you didn't run through R&D. And just like trash. Yeah. As long as I've got enough to click through the pop-up windows.
It wouldn't have been enough to.
And it could have been enough to.